How to Discover Your True Values, Jay Shetty. You'll get to the reality of what you genuinely want to do if you go through the 3-step questioning process and stop yourself from creating a sandcastle, which will be washed away by the tides of time. If we lived someone else's life for a lifetime, how do we feel in our 30s, 20s, 40s, and 50s? How did we get to this conclusion? Oh, I'm going to start figuring out what I'm doing with my life. So, where do we begin? One of my favorite places to begin is with value, yet values are a difficult concept to grasp. So there's a simple technique to find out what you're worth. There are 2 things you must consider. You examine how you spend your money, which is the most difficult thing you can do. You examine your bank statement and see where your money is spent. That's what you care about. The way we spend our time, like how we spend money, is another item we spend. Those are the 2 best approaches to see what you value right now. It's not what's in your head, heart, or thoughts that determines your worth. It's how you spend your money and time that determines your worth. Where am I now spending my time? Is the question we must ask ourselves. And how would I like to spend it? Now, studies demonstrate that everyone is required to go to work. So it's not about what you do for a living. People who had more meaningful, purposeful lives, as well as those who were healthier, wealthier, and wiser, prioritized education above entertainment. The world's brightest, wealthiest, healthiest, and wisest individuals were reading books, watching documentaries, enrolling in courses, listening to podcasts, and learning how to improve themselves. That's also the best spot to begin. When we look at that value hierarchy, the second thing I want you to do is write down 3 things you're actively pursuing in life. Whatever it is, whatever you are currently seeking, it may be a promotion, a new home, or anything else. Then I want you to ask yourself this question: is that what you want in your dream? Is it coming from somewhere else, or is it coming from you? Is it a result of a family member's pressure? Is it because your friend just bought something that you're anticipating? What is the source of that desire? The third and last issue to consider is if you still want to continue that path. Or do I want to modify the way I go about pursuing it? Or am I not interested in pursuing it at all? If you go through the 3-step questioning process, you'll discover the truth about what you really want to do and avoid creating a sandcastle that will be washed away by the tides of time. And it's here that you'll find it. You'll hear a buddy or someone remark something like, "I truly respect loyalty. And I despise gossip, especially when it turns out that someone was chatting about you." How does that make you feel? Someone seems to have utterly betrayed your confidence. And how we view ourselves, or how we wish to see ourselves, is frequently exaggerated in comparison to how we actually behave. As a result, we'll notice something. And there's a lovely tale in the book that I tell, and there are many more throughout the book, but there are these very ancient Indian and Zen stories. There's also the story of the bad king who meets a nice king. So the wicked king travels to the kind king's castle, and the good king, being a good king, welcomes the evil king inside for a meal. They take a seat, and the servers bring out the dishes. The dishes are set in front of the evil king in front of the good king, and they're about to eat when the evil king changes the plates. And the gracious king inquires, "What is the matter? Is there a ceremony going on in your time? Why are we going through all of this? And where does the terrible king go?" "Well, I'm not sure. You may have poisoned my meal, or you could be attempting to murder me, or you could have poisoned it." "Really?" says the nice king, who busts out laughing. "Come on, you've been invited to supper. It's like, this is my squad, or whatever it is. As in, let's start eating right now," and he's going to do so. The wicked king switches it back. "Well, then," says the gracious king, "what now?" "Well, I don't know," he says. You could be double bluffing me, the wicked king says, and the good king joyfully finishes his meal that night. The issue is that we frequently believe we are immune to some of the errors we make, but we see them in others and think, oh, this person isn't doing this right? I don't like the way he or she speaks to that individual. But if we genuinely examine ourselves, we'll find that we share many of the same issues and sentiments that others have. As a result, doing a values audit might be a frightening and intimidating undertaking for me. However, it is a genuinely beautiful process that we must all go through in order to realign our map, reset our compass, and begin heading in the proper way.